Hey guys, it's Mr. Corzine. I'm sorry I couldn't be in class today, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through several examples with you, reviewing finding the volume and surface area of cones, cylinders, and spheres. What you guys have is you've got this like worksheet, and it's got a cone, a cylinder, or a cylinder, a cone, and a sphere, and you're trying to find well, you don't have any numbers on there or anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill in, I'm going to go one at a time, and you're just going to work your way through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I know that's a beautiful looking page. You're going to do all 6 problems with me, and when you're done, you'll be able to turn in your paper into the tray, and then you can work on your digits assignment. All right, so here is our very first problem. We're going to look at your cylinder that you got here, and I'm going to give you a cylinder that has a radius of 7 and a height of 12.5. So if you recall the formula for finding the volume of a cylinder, the volume is the area of the base times the height. Now the area of the base of a cylinder is, well, pi times the radius squared. So we have to find the area of that circle, and then we multiply it times the height. For you guys, you know what this means. You've done this quite a few times before. We've got 3.14, and then the radius is going to be 7, and we're going to square that. And then we have to multiply times the height, which is 12.5. Now I'm going to make this easy on myself. I'm going to get my calculator out. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cross that 7 squared out. I'm going to put 49, so that then when I use my calculator, I'm just going to go straight across. I'm going to do 3.14 times 49 times 12.5. And what does that equal? Well, put that back. The volume here is 1,923.25. 1,923.25, and that should be units to the third power, or cubic units. Okay. Now let's move on to the next one. Let's do a cone problem. Now for the cone problem, it's going to be slightly different. It's gonna, here's your cone. You got the radius down here at the bottom, but then you also have this, we're going to do this dotted line here, and that's going to be the height of your cone. So let's do green here. The height is going to be 203 millimeters, while the radius is going to be 75 millimeters. So this number is going to get, I think, a little bit big, but that's okay. Here we go. The volume of a cone is, it's still going to be the area of the base times the height, but since a cone is a different shape to it, it's only 1/3 of that. So we can do like this, or we can do volume is equal to the area of the base times height divided by 3. And I think I'm going to use this one this time. We're just going to do it that way. So when we do this, I'm going to find the area of the base, which is still pi r squared, but then, and I'm going to multiply times the height, but then I'm going to divide by 3. For this problem, we've got the volume is equal to 3.14, and then we're going to take 75 and we're going to square that, and then we're going to multiply times 203, and then we're going to take all that and we're going to divide by 3. Okay? So I'll scroll down here, and one of the first things I'll do is I'm going to do 75 squared. I'll clear this out. 75 squared, that makes 5625. 5,625. So now I've got, on my calculator, I can just work my way straight across and then divide by 3. 3.14 times 5625 times 203. And what does that equal? That equals 3,585,487.5. Then I'm going to divide by 3. Well, it turns out pretty good. The volume here is, let me try this again, 1,195,162.5. That is your answer. You're going to write that with cubic units, okay? Cubic units. Okay, one last problem before I'm going to have you go to a second video after this. I'm going to stop it after this, and you guys will go on to video number 2. Okay, so the last one is a sphere, and for the sphere, we've got this radius of radius is, we'll just say let's say 6.5 centimeters. Okay. The volume of a sphere is 4/3 pi times the radius cubed. Okay, 4/3 times pi times the radius cubed. So let's plug in our numbers here. Spheres are actually really easy because you just have one extra number to put in there, 3, 4, and then the radius, 6.5, you have to cube that. Well, I'm going to go to my calculator, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to change it to scientific, and I'm going to see if I can find the one that's cubed. I'm going to have to make it big like this. I'll do 6.5, and then we're going to raise this to the 3rd power. You see that? I've got this x to the 3rd. That's pretty great. It works out really well. 274.625. So I'm going to put that in here. 274.625. Times 3.14 times 4 divided by 3. Well, now I've got my calculator again, and it goes 4 divided by 3 times 3.14 times 274.625. And what does that equal? It looks like 1,149.76, and then the 3 is repeating. So I'm just going to put a little line over that 3, and then I will be done. All right, so those are problems, like the top 3 problems. If I go back to the very beginning here, what we just did is we completed these 3. So this is video number 1. Now I want you to go on to video number 2, and we'll do these 3 problems. When that's done, you'll turn them into the tray, and then you can work on your digits. All right, guys? Thanks. Sorry I couldn't be there. Work hard, get your stuff done. Hopefully you won't have any homework tonight. All right, bye.